Now, this part of the speech is not addressed to you all, but to some people, God willing, who may come later on. So it goes like this. Kids, have I ever told you the story of how I met your mother? The year was 2013. I now began my first internship at TCL in Claxton Bay. As part of a team building exercise, we were placed into groups as an attempt to know your co-workers. I was placed in Dina's group and ended up sitting opposite to her on the table. Our eyes met a few times, which quickly resulted in awkward moments of quickly looking away. I wouldn't call it love at first sight for me, but Dina would certainly say that it was. Our interactions for that time were pretty brief, with both of us being quite shy. Unfortunately, as with everything in life, nothing comes easy, and after that first day, we were separated. She remained at Claxton Bay, and I was banished to Mayo in Gasparillo. 2 weeks later, though, Dina came to Mayo's base to work for the day. Being typical guys in a 99% male workplace, the presence of a girl quickly became alerted, very similar to a girl being offshore. So with that being said, and the lovely person that I am, I decided that I should be the one to properly welcome her. So I walked across to where Dina was and found her busily doing her work by herself. Feeling confident in myself after doing a tour with some UTT students 2 days before, I asked her if she wanted a tour of the plant. She excitedly agreed to the tour, and we made plans to do it after lunch. Being impressed with me, I was also able to obtain her BBM pin, which in my time is similar to her getting her number. Unfortunately, once again, as life goes, the tour never happened, and Dina did actually come to do work that day. So we never got time. From then on, our conversations mainly took place via social media, even after our internship ended. We began talking quite a lot for the next few months, with every day both of us arguing over something new. Little did we know that we were becoming attached. Every morning when I woke up, I would start messaging her, and every night before I sleep, I would message her. She would basically start and end every day for me. Until one day I took a little vacation on a cruise to Alaska with my parents, where there was no Wi-Fi or phone connectivity. I literally was like a fish out of water, as with all teenagers who have their Wi-Fi taken away from them. When we eventually docked, I hunted the streets looking for a restaurant that offered free Wi-Fi so that I could just message Dina. I eventually found one and messaged her and told her that I missed her and asked if she felt the same. Her reply was that she didn't even notice that I was gone. I think that was the first day I started drinking. Regardless of that, I still swallowed my pride and continued to message her. I did eventually get to find out that all those days when I was missing, Dina was literally dying inside, but yet she told me that when I asked. Many dates, arguments, food and drinks later, we are now here. The moral of the story really is here, kids, is that any relationship takes time. You need to be patient. You need to be smart. You must always be willing to compromise. And if you're a little bit funny, you too can land someone who can be your universe like my wife is to me. Thank you all.
जावा वे सदके में जावा सजना सहरे तेरे ते मैं मोतिया पिरोवा सजना हूँ तुझ पे निसार में लू नजरे उतार में मेरा तो अब से चुरा के में छुपा लूं मेरे मत्थे ते चमकण वाल मेरे बन रे दे मत्थे ते चमकण वाल मेरे बन रे दे
In the Hindu culture, Dana, we are reminded that a daughter in the home is the happiness of a home. We are also reminded in our dharma that when that daughter becomes a wife, she is the Lakshmi of the home, and she is the light of the home, and she is the prosperity of the home. Today, Dana, as you hold the sacred light together with Ravi, we pray that may you both be guided by light. And Ravi and Dana, may God bless you that you never become the victim of ignorance.
संग तेरे सपने सजावा ढोलना फेरों वाली कसमें निभावा ढोलना छड़ दूं मैं दुनिया नू तेरे वास्ते गलियां मेरियां तू आना ढोलना मेरे दिल से है
Ravi, I want you to remember one thing. In this life, you are going to receive many beautiful gifts. It might be clothes, it might be jewelry, it might be a house, it might be a car, it might be money, but you will never find something as precious as the gift that you have received today in the form of your beautiful bride, Dana. I want to ask you today to not take her for granted. I want you to cherish her. I want you to value this special gift. This gift has feelings. This gift is alive. This gift loves you. And this gift loves you more than any other gifts that you will receive.
खिलती रहे मुस्कान हो तेरे मुखड़े ते
Dina, can you just rest your hand on Ravi's leg? Just one hand. All right, Ravi, just place your hand on top of Dina's hand. All right, so you need to note the date and time and location. This is the only time in your marriage that you're going to have the upper hand. All right? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Dana has matured into a quietly spoken young lady. Yet, the pitch of her voice raises when she's playing with her nephew and niece. They find it incredible when I mention that I hear their voices from my home. Now, I may not hear her voice as frequently as before. She has chosen a new home with Ravi in Duncan Village.
This guy, the night before his wedding, was talking to me and asking if I needed anything for an event I had on Sunday. That speaks volumes of the kind of person he is. Always ready to help out and put his family first. Fun fact, Dana and Ravi met at TCL Cement Company, but the love has grown rock hard. Cement-related jokes there.
Vividly remembering copying Dana's Spanish homework. Nearly every single week, I couldn't figure out what to do with this homework. So I would sit down and copy Dana's homework 10 minutes before the teacher arrived. Eventually, she figured out what we were doing, and Dana's only response was, "Miss, I really don't know how we end up with the same answers every week." So from then, I knew Dana was my riding partner at school. they met during the time when Instagram used to show you who was liking who posts. And I saw that Ravi was just liking this girl post all the time. And I was like, oh my God, Ravi has a girlfriend? Ooh. So I add her because what? Of course. And well, here we are 6 years later.
So without further ado, on behalf of my beautiful, sensational, breathtaking wife, and I,
Who compliments who more? Whose shoes are the smelliest?